Hey everyone, I hope you're all having a great day, and as you can tell I'm recording this with my webcam, so this is going to be my way of testing the video quality and getting to know how to have it set up and everything and see how it works with Sony Vegas, see if I can edit it, make it look better, and if so, how much better. And before I start talking about what this video is about, one of the things I forgot to note yesterday when I was talking about, goals and that kind of stuff, or things I'm looking forward to in 2014, one of the things I forgot to mention is that not only am I looking forward to being able to do things in a more timely manner and also be able to manage all these channels and everything, but if I could get enough extra time on my hands, I'm looking at possibly opening at least two more channels. One of them is going to be the Let's Play / gameplay channel, which I kind of put on hold for a while, and it's kind of good I did with all the changes coming in, which most of those things I already knew about. But it'll be a great way to spend, my extra time, which I'm probably going to be playing video games and doing other things anyways. And plus, there's some interesting ideas that I'm looking forward to that are going to make it really fun on there. And I guess you could say, be really cool for, bringing people on my adventures and stuff like that. And another thing is a channel that has to do with something I used to spend a lot of time on. And it's one of those things I could just do once a week and then just cut it up and do separate videos throughout the entire week, so I could do a week's worth of video pretty quickly. And it's something that's going to be very good, and it's going to have a very good goal, overall for the channel. So that's good. And there's also the dueling channel that me and my friend are starting, which surprisingly enough, I actually already started a dueling channel. I actually created the account, but I didn't really start working on any content yet. And I was thinking about doing one with him, and strangely enough, a while after I forgot about it, he started talking about it. I'm like, wow, we should actually go ahead and do that. And it's something that he's definitely very interested in, something he wants to do. He buys cards and decks and all this stuff all the time anyways, so it won't be really much extra time, but it'll be something very interesting and fun for him to be able to do. And I'm likely actually going to be mostly doing the complicated stuff for like the tags in the videos, description, and all that kind of stuff. But I'm still going to be doing some videos myself too, so that's something that's going to be really fun. I'm looking forward to helping him out. But anyways, what I'm going to be talking about in this video is pretty much managing time and setting up schedules, keeping track of everything, and things you need to do to be able to manage things much better, and also talk about things that have to do with goals and that kind of stuff. Now, when I went through the notebook for 2013, I noticed there was a lot of stuff that, I didn't quite accomplish or finish yet, and some of them were very long term, so it was one of those things I just have to wait for the right time anyways. And I ended up making a lot of notes overall. I ended up trying to put like just multiple pages worth of stuff into just, a few pages. Now, as far as like managing and stuff like that, there's a lot of different ways you can, help yourself manage time much better. And this is the easiest way for most people. So as you can see, it's a calendar, and it gives me a great idea of what kind of videos I want to create for whatever days. And if I ever have one of those days where I'm bored or there's not much to do, or let's just say for like an anime, if there's not really any animes, for me to review because maybe they postponed it for next week to do a new episode, then I can do that, and I could just go ahead and work on a different video, schedule it, all that kind of stuff. So that's going to be really cool, and this really does help out. And as you can tell, Sunday is my most empty day of all. And Friday's kind of the same. I'm going to, do at least, 2 videos on that day. And one of them is going to be one that's going to be purely just fun, and the other one is one I can just schedule ahead of time. And Saturday's video is going to be a very easy one. So towards the very end of the week is usually when I'm going to be the least busy. And Sunday's going to be that one day where I could just watch TV, have fun, and do some really fun stuff. And then a couple of other things that you can do, which I'm going to look and check and see which ones are these. Actually, that's a different page. Well, actually, I can take a look at that. But, for example, for all the channels that I have a good idea of what kind of goals and what things I actually want to do, which most of these I'm already done with, but there's gaming / tech channel, there's gameplay / let's play channel, the Halo channel, which is, well, let's just say that one I was looking forward to actually creating content on. I could just do, a week's worth of video very quickly. There's the vlogging channel, AMV channel, which I already did that one. That one doesn't need very much because it's more something that's very, very long term, and I can easily put on hold. And I know it's something that is going to be very time consuming once I really start doing what I'm trying to do on that channel. And there's also the anime review channel, Jetix channel, dueling channel, and, well, you don't need to know about that last one. That's a channel that I'm putting way on hold. It's one I'm going to have to spend not very much time on, but it's one I'm going to have to become a different person, release a different side of me. I'm going to have to really get into character, and I'm going to have to be very professional about it and everything, and really take it serious. It's one that's going to be very interesting, and it's also going to be something that's going to cover a different part of my life that's better long-term wise. So that's going to be very interesting. And another thing you could really do, other than just, if you have different types of things you want to do, have some different ideas for, let's just say if you have different types of videos you want to do, you could have different ideas like, okay, for the ranting videos, I could do this stuff. So you could organize things through that way. And another thing you can do, which this probably really does help, is to create one list for short-term goals and another one for long-term goals. Meaning for short-term, let's just say if you want to do a specific video about something very particular, which I'm going to look for one very similar. Oh yeah, why gold-plated cables are better, and the difference between earphones, headphones, earbuds, and all that stuff, which I'm probably not going to make a video about that until like probably later, or not at all. And just, oh yeah, how to fix Sony Vegas ending audio problem. Already made that video. And there's also one I'm going to be doing for green screen effects, like some really major tips that can really make a world of difference for a lot of people. And these are basically like things you want to do that are short term, and videos that you could do just pretty much any time. And there's also going to be long term goals, like let's just say get to this milestone, or try to get this done by this time of the day or this time of the year. Something very, very long term. So it's easier to do that because let's just say if you're running out of ideas, or you're looking for something to do, or you don't know what quite to make a video about today, you could put all your short-term goals on one piece of paper, and that one will be the easiest thing, and you could just yank something out of there and have something to make a video about. So that's really great. And long-term, in case there's maybe something like, sometimes long-term goals are like, I guess you could say, it's like math, you need to do one step before you get to the next step, and then you have another step. And sometimes you have to take just little bitty baby steps. You might have to do, one thing before you could do another, before you could get another thing finished. And when you get to this point, then you can start working on this. And there's a lot of things that could really go into something, whether it's a project or something else. And having all those, short-term things can really, really help. And that way you could lead up to the long-term goals and start climbing up to it and everything to accomplish it. Because after all, if you want to figure out which things you might want to do that may not be quite too time-consuming, but can really, really help you get, at least one step closer, that will really, really help. So it's good to keep those two things separate, because you don't want to get too obsessed on a long-term goal. And then, when you need to come up with some videos, it's like, oh no, I'm too invested on this right now. I don't want to focus on anything else, but I need to do this stuff. It's really, really easy. It really helps things out a lot. And for the third thing, actually, or probably fourth thing, is tips and what to keep in mind. And what I mean by that is that, let's just say for my anime reviews, I usually might ramble on a lot, to the point the video is just ridiculously long, and not everyone wants to watch that. So it's much easier just to, have tips and things you want to keep in mind, like, okay, I need to remember to do this, make sure not to do this. Like, here's a simple one: update playlists on Fridays. So if I'm too busy to update the playlist, whether it's the game or gaming news / tech, or actually no, there's two separate playlists on my main channel. There's one for tech news, there's one for gaming news, there's one for rants, and there's one for product reviews and unboxings and that kind of stuff. I like to keep them up to date, because if someone actually wants to watch multiple videos, then they could do that. And if it doesn't show my newest videos, then, well, they're less likely to actually watch any of them. And so for that, I'm going to try to at least update the playlist every single Friday. Those are things you need to keep in mind, and things you want to make sure you do and focus on. Reply faster, post more often, posting on Facebook, Twitter, and all that kind of stuff, which I have been a lot more interactive lately. And reply faster. Sometimes I don't quite reply right away. Sometimes because I get the same question asked like 5 or 10 times, or just a lot of comments on one specific particular video. And I just want to wait until I have enough time to where I could just sit down, go through that video, and go through all the comments on it, and then just reply to as many of them as possible. So these are things I want to do. Oh yeah, upload to Dailymotion. I was uploading to Dailymotion for a while, but then I slowed down, and I'm looking forward to uploading on there more often pretty soon. So that's definitely another thing. And so it's really good to have those things you need to keep in mind, and maybe tips for yourself, like, like I said, don't rant on, keep things simple, which in my case is for anime reviews. I want to make sure to keep them simple, at least as long as I talk about everything I want to talk about, and I get the point through, and don't just ramble on and on and on, then I think everything will be fine, and it will really, really help to keep the videos a lot shorter. So I hope this gave you guys a great idea of a lot of things that you really can do to help manage things much better, and it can make a really big world of difference, especially when you're lost, you don't know what to do, or again, for tips and that kind of stuff and things you need to keep in mind. It can really, really help. So then if you end up being like, oh man, I don't know why this video is worse than this one, then you'll be like, oh yeah, because I forgot to do this, or to stop doing this. and everything. So that really helps a lot. So I hope this helped you guys out. And as far as, goals, I would say this stuff really does help a lot, having the short-term goals list and the long-term one, because it really makes a world of difference. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. This was one I just wanted to talk about so then it could possibly help you guys out. I know it helps me out a lot, and it really helped going through that big long notebook, just finding all these things to write down. And yeah, so that's it for today, guys. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.